Yo, I was sitting in the room, just waiting and waiting, and my wife sent me a text. Ladies and gentlemen, jury reaches partial verdict in Sean Diddy Combs trial. This is a ABC News special report. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's guilty, not guilty. And I just need to know exactly what this means. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
All right, we have more breaking news coverage here on ABC News Live Reports. The jury reaching a partial verdict in racketeering trial of Sean Diddy Combs. A note sent to the judge saying that the jury is unable to reach a verdict on the racketeering conspiracy count, adding that there are, quote, unpersuadable opinions.
Isn't that that's like the big one, right? That's the big charge. And I know they said they had to be unanimous. So I'm just trying to figure out what this means. Hold on.
Sean Diddy Combs, a note sent to the judge saying that the jury is unable to reach a verdict on the racketeering conspiracy count, adding that there are, quote, unpersuadable opinions. Both prosecution and defense attorneys agreeing with the judge's plans to instruct the jury to continue deliberations, and the next steps are apparently being debated right now. We just actually got an update. The judge brought the jury back into the courtroom to tell them to continue to deliberating. He also said they can decide if they want to do that this evening or return to resume tomorrow in the morning. And for more on this, I want to bring in ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer, who has been... Now,
remember I said you got 4th of July weekend coming up, and I feel like a lot of them may be trying to get this over. But at the same time, if you got somebody on this jury who doesn't agree, it's going to get stretched out some more. But like I said, I was like, I think before Friday, it'll probably be a verdict. I was saying like probably tomorrow or Thursday. But man,
following this along with us. And Brian, you brought up something called an Allen charge, which, and I'm going to attempt to put my legal hat on here, but that is essentially a jury rendering a partial verdict here that the judge could potentially accept.
Well, Alex, like I say, you didn't pass the bar, but you know a little bit, and you do know a lot. Yes, an Allen charge comes from the Supreme Court case where if a jury has got to a point like we have here, where they say they're at an impasse, they feel for whatever reason that there cannot be a meeting of the mind of the 12 people, that they cannot go forward. And initially what will happen is a judge will read either the standard language of an Allen charge, and you can Google it, and you can probably find it for the SCNY or any kind of federal court, or they would kind of modify the language, making it shorter or longer, or emphasizing more aspects of it, depending on what the sides agree to. And basically what you're telling the jury is, it's your job to keep pushing forward. It's difficult, and we understand you may have different opinions, but lean on each other, talk to each other, try to converse, and see if there's other facts or arguments or suggestions where you can all come to consensus, whatever that consensus is. And in an Allen charge, you cannot feel like you are moving the needle in one way or the other. It has to be absolutely neutral. It cannot be suggesting that you must convict or that you must acquit, and that's what's going to happen. But this last message to the jury by the judge, I think, is going to be more telling than anything else. Because right now, it's 5:20 p.m. The judge has always instructed them that they can come back the next day. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's still well within the game to come back and deliberate. Friday is July 4th. That's a day off. Thursday, they were told they're going to be off as well. And so if the jury says we are willing to stay, that would be a strong indication that they're close to a verdict, and we might get one today. If they say that they have to come back tomorrow, that would be a strong indication that the opinions of people are so strong, they're hoping that they can maybe sleep on it and come back tomorrow and start again. What we hear next from the jury will be very telling.
Well, and
Man.
Brian, because this situation is developing literally as we speak, we just heard that the judge sent the jury back to the deliberation room. He gave them the option to either resume deliberations today or to adjourn and return in the morning. Said that he instructed them to send back a note whenever they came to a decision. They have come to a decision. They are adjourning for the day. They will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. to resume those deliberations. But I want to get back to these counts. We've got 5 counts here, the most severe of which is that racketeering conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. But counts 2 and 3 are also quite severe. And count 2 does also have that maximum sentence of life in prison as well.
Yeah, and it's not just, I know oftentimes when we talk in the news, it's easier to talk about the max, but oftentimes the minimum is the most harsh, because for looking allegations of either Cassie or Jane, there's a minimum of 15 years. And I think that's very important when you're talking about anyone, but especially when you're talking about a 55-year-old, because you're talking about if Sean Combs is found guilty of even trafficking Cassie, at best, he's not going to be able to get out until he is 70 years old. Now, when it comes to the feds, you often do 85% of your sentence for every year you spend in jail. You get good time, meaning that time cut off that sentence of 54 days. But 15 years is a lot, but life is life.
All right. Thank you, Brian. We're going to take a quick break here. Much more breaking news on the other side.
Let me see if there's a little bit more, because this is a live video, so they're still like reporting. Let me see what else, if they said anything else.
Hugging them, blowing kisses. He also told his mom, Janice Combs, just relax, it's going to be okay. And when word came down of this partial verdict, he was teary-eyed. He was wiping his eyes. It was very quiet in the courtroom. Now, of course, we will not learn his fate until potentially tomorrow. We don't know. We'll have to see how long the jury takes to come to a decision on this racketeering conspiracy charge, Alex.
Well, and Rena, you mentioned him appearing to wipe tears from his eyes. We're told also that he maintained his composure when the jury was in the room, as the judge instructed them to continue their deliberations. But I'm curious, listen, I mean, this has been the biggest trial in the country for the last 6 weeks. What is the scene there like right now in New York as people are debating and pontificating about what this partial verdict could mean, and also could we get a full one tomorrow?
Right, I think that's the big question, Alex. It is a waiting game at this point. We are waiting to see what happens. We could see it tomorrow. It could be another day. We just don't know. As the jury said, there are some unpersuadable opinions here, so it's going to be difficult for them. But the judge is saying he will not accept a partial verdict, so we're going to have to see how they handle that. We will find out hopefully sooner than later. I have been out here every single day of this trial, and I can tell you that there have been a lot of people out here. Every single day, people have been very interested. And you can see right behind me just how many people are gathered there. It appears that somebody might be leaving the courthouse. Crowds gather every single day as his family comes and goes. We saw his children come in ahead of the potential reading of that verdict. Of course, that did not happen because the judge did not accept the partial verdict here. But yeah, still a lot of questions here of what exactly went down in that deliberation room, what is going to happen over the next day or two. So we'll have to wait and see, Alex.
So judge not accepting a partial verdict, Diddy getting teary-eyed. That reality is setting in, because you've been there every day. You know, at times it may have seemed like things were going your way, and you know, right now it's the unknown. You know, it's the unknown for him, not knowing like if it's over for him. Boy, this is really going. Okay, so so they're gonna do some more deliberating. again, the racketeering, I be forgetting that he's 55 years old. That's crazy. He's only like 10 years older than me. And you just think about your life just gone. You know what I mean? The decisions you make. Again, I don't know if it's going to be guilty, not guilty, but and again, just know that I had to edit some stuff out of this video as far as when they say ST, you guys should know what that is. The S trafficking, you guys should know that what that means by now. It's something about that S word. But a lot of stuff that they were saying in this video, as far as like, I just need to know the final, like, if he is guilty, I'm still thinking like, is Trump going to intervene? That's where my mind is going. Is Trump going to intervene and try to pardon him? And what is the the state charges and stuff like that? So, but that racketeering, if he's found guilty for that, ooh wee. And I think that's, of course, where they're having that, as they were saying, that big struggle on this. And it has to be unanimous. This is gonna be, because this video was live, so I'm just looking. Yeah, some of the comments are crazy. A lot of somebody said Trump isn't going to pardon him. Someone said he is. All I'm gonna say is this, man. I don't know what time that verdict is going to come out. If it's going to be tomorrow or Thursday, I don't know exactly what time it's going to hit, but boy, it's going to rock the world. Because I think people are going to be shocked either way it goes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So 4 out of the 5. Boy. But we don't know what it is. Guess we gotta just stay tuned, man. I've been waiting too. Comment below what y'all think it's gonna be, man. Appreciate y'all coming over, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, peace out.